XRP is about to reach a new all-time high. That's why I'm so happy. You most likely saw that XRP is up for the day. It has been moving back and forth, but I think this is the start of something really great. I'm going to talk about why I think that based on what's going on in the markets right now. Also, I want to start by telling you something very important that you should all know. In case you didn't know, the Federal Reserve is run by 7 governors. Recently, one of those governors said they were stepping down, and Trump just said that the new governor who will replace them will be named this week. Another thing you might not know is that there are 2 leaders at the Federal Reserve who want to lower rates right now. As soon as Trump names the next Fed governor, there will be 3 in total. And if most of the Fed governors want to lower interest rates, that's what will happen. We are pretty sure of 3 out of 7 right now. With these new changes, which we will talk about in today's video, we might even see 4 out of 7. Now, if this does happen in September, which is becoming more and more likely on the possibilities, a lot of money will flow into the markets, and what you're seeing now for XRP will look like a small particle compared to the huge wave that will hit. So this is exciting, and it's the first step forward that we should be happy about. Trump isn't just putting more pressure on the Federal Reserve. He's also speaking out against crypto. There are losers in the U.S. government, like Elizabeth Warren and other people. It's really funny. The people in this group have been making it very hard for Trump to pass crypto laws and other similar laws. It makes sense that he is angry at Elizabeth Warren, the Fed, for not lowering interest rates and many other things. He's going to keep fighting. That guy is like a bulldog in there, totally destroying the field right now. There are some good things going on, but that doesn't mean everything is perfect. There are some possible red flags on the horizon right now. Trump recently, of course, said that he was going to lay more taxes or make some kind of deal with India. He went into more detail about what he said today, saying that he will be significantly raising the price that India pays to the U.S. This is happening because India is buying a lot of oil from Russia. He told her he doesn't agree with that. He says that by do this, India is giving Russia more confidence and helping them. That made Trump very angry. India is doing this because they want oil to be cheap. This is something that Russia can do. The United States, on the other hand, thinks that this is not in their own best interest. That's why they're putting more pressure on where they can. I said on Saturday that things would go just like this. We've seen over the last few months that either tariffs or sanctions are likely to happen. Sanctions are not likely to happen. And sure enough, here it is. The exact amount by which he wants to raise the tariffs is still unknown. But based on what just happened with taxes between the US and Canada, I don't think this should be too worrying. Long term, it might make prices change a bit, and we might even go down a bit. But compared to other news, like what I said about the Fed governor and the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates, I don't think this is the most important thing to worry about right now. But what the world's central banks are doing right now might be a little scary, depending on how you look at it. These banks bought an extra 166.5 tons of gold in the second quarter of 2025. On average, this is 41% more than what was bought every 3 months from 2010 to 2021. For the first half of 2025, 415 tons were bought, which is the 3rd most of any first half ever recorded. The only years that really come close are 2023, 2024, and 2022. 95% of central banks think that the world's gold stocks will grow over the next 12 months, which means that demand is likely to stay high. Gold is still being bought by central banks. What does this signal mean? I like to say, don't look at what the bankers, big hedge funds, and other institutions say. Look at what they do. We also know that gold is a safe investment. In other words, you should buy gold if you think your country's dollar is going to lose value, right? Keep your gold on hand when you think the dollar will lose value. It's a great way to protect yourself from inflation. That's pretty much what gold is for. Basically, what banks around the world, not just in the US, are saying is that, okay, money will probably keep being printed. It looks like the government will keep spending more. What does this mean for crypto? Yes, it does mean something very important. When the M2 quantity goes up, we know what takes place. The price of crypto is 90% related to the price of M2. The dollar will likely lose value, making more money available in the markets, and M2 will go up. This means that Bitcoin and XRP will probably also have a lot more room to grow. Also, I want to point out that central banks have been buying a lot of gold over the last few years, especially the last 4, as you can see on this screen. This was also during the bear market, right? So the fact that they're buying a lot of gold right now doesn't necessarily mean that This bull run will last forever. These banks like to do this in both bull and bear markets, even when they're tightening money. Now, this is just one small thing to look at among many others. But yes, the bull run did begin in 2024, which is also when central banks around the world set new records for how much gold they held. You can also see that this quarter is very big. Only 2 or 3 other years have been bigger. Okay, that's pretty important. That means this trend is only going to keep going. This means they are betting that the value of the US dollar will keep going down. You might be thinking what the all-time high for XRP is. Levi, what do you mean? I'll get to that now. Thank you all for waiting so long. I promise that everything I've said is important to the price of XRP. First, as I always say, XRP is oversold right now. We've been oversold for a few days, maybe a week, and we're now starting to see some positive momentum, which means we're probably ready to start moving up. Just to remember you, the last time we saw something like this was right here on June 23rd, where my mouse is. There were times when we were oversold, and then very quickly after, we were overbought. During this time, prices went up by incredible amounts. Over the course of a month, the price went from $1.90 to $3.66 at its highest point. This is almost a doubling in price. While it's not certain that this will happen again now that prices are going up, one really important thing has taken place here. From this point on, you'll see the price went down, then up very quickly. It went down, then up again, and now it's rising and going up at higher levels. As you can see, our most recent low point was $273, which is a lot higher than our previous low point of $1.90. Highs and lows that are higher. The chances of breaking an old all-time high are growing very quickly. This is because there is still the same amount of liquidity in the markets, but a lot more people are hanging on to their XRP. To put it another way, if we get about the same amount of traffic as we did this time last year, we will definitely hit a new all-time high. And we know that a lot more money will be coming into the markets if things like the Federal Reserve announces an interest rate cut and XRP ETFs open for business, which could both happen in September, if possible, even more than $1 trillion. And we know from past cases how much that can make the price of XRP go up. In XRP's most recent pump, where we hit this all-time high, we saw what happened when rates were lowered in China and Europe. I'm really looking forward to this. In fact, I've been getting ready for this for more than a month now. If things go the way I think they will, I think XRP could easily break through $4. You should be ready for that right now at the current price. Well, it looks like you're setting yourself up for huge gains in the future. Now, in crypto, nothing is certain. That's what I want to make very clear. However, if you want to see all of my trades, every entry and exit, along with my whole trading past since I started my crypto trading group, you can do so for free inside of Crypto Crusaders. There have been months when I made more than 400% in 1 month. There are always post deals going on. All of that is clear to you. That's great, and I'd love for you to see that because I really enjoy making it. That's what it's all about. I love having a group and sharing my ideas with all of you. I'm not giving you financial help. I'm just telling you what I do. At the end of the day, you guys can do what you want. To join, all you have to do is sign up for an account on one of my 2 partnered platforms. By the way, on Bix right now, we're having an epic trading contest with prizes worth thousands of dollars. All you have to do to enter is use my link to open an account and start trading. So do that if you want to be a part of it. Another great market that I love is BTCC. They are offering a 10% bonus on deposits right now. You are free to choose which one to use. You need to make a deposit after signing up. After that, you fill out this form with your email address and exchange user ID, and you'll be able to join the Crypto Crusader group. Thank you all for watching the movie today. Feel free to hit the like button, follow, and check out Crypto Crusaders below if you liked it. Say hello if you're already in there. I'll be in there too. Lots of love, guys.